Okay, it looks like I'm about to get into NVIDIA here. Trying to get in at 65. I'm hoping that it dips a little bit below the 9. Maybe 70 would have been a better number here, but still thinking to get to 65 here before it starts bouncing. Okay, looks like I might be doing something now. Stop loss will be a close below the VWAP. On the 5s anyway. And we just opened up a new candle too. Okay, got filled 65. Hoping to see a bounce here now. You can see on the 5s we got this 200 coming underneath it now. We still got the VWAP to go through. So right here's where it's going to be testing it. I know if it gets to 177 here, should be bouncing. We're selling off pretty hard right now. And now we got the 20 catching up too. Looks like it's making a comeback here. Definitely like how it's acting with this 20. Hopefully it busts through VWAP again.
CCL.
And looking pretty good here. Alright, well this is the candle here, so if this thing's gonna be below 50, I need to be exiting. Like to see buyers come in here. Got a few more seconds. Okay. Just need to exit. Oh shoot, that's a limit order. Alright, if it starts dipping again here, I just need to get out. Or it could just turn around.
PTCD.
That's just luck.
PTCD.
Well, that's just a little ridiculous, because this came out of nowhere. I need to take half off, because that's just, I shouldn't even be in the trade right now, so I just got really lucky. Alright, close below the moving averages here, and I should be getting out. So now I need to find something else to trade. Alright, I'm just gonna walk away from that one. That was not great, but I'll go over that in my review. Okay, I'm gonna be done for the day. I'm not really seeing anything. Volumes thinning out on a bunch of stocks that I was looking at, and I feel like it's just gonna be another dead day. So, before I go over in the video, I'll just say what I'm really seeing around going on right now. I was looking at RHT here for Red Hat. Definitely making a wedge here, really nice wedge. I wanted to wait for this 20 to catch up and really see what it did here, but it kind of broke out. But I mean, you can see the volume is just nothing. I mean, my kind of go-to to see where the volume is really at is if it's trading an average of about 10,000 shares every minute. So I mean, for this candle we're only at what, 19,000, so I mean we're not even halfway to 50. I'd like to see what it does later here. I mean, it looks pretty good with the EMAs kind of cradling it here, but I mean there's no volume, so I mean if it does move somewhere, it's probably not going to move too much. Could have been a nice trade, but it's just the volume that kind of made me want to move away from it. So looking at SBRA2, made a pretty nice bounce here. I know this is it's a daily, yes, because 50% of this candle kind of bounced right off it the same time that the 5-minute came up here. I don't remember why I didn't trade this. I think it was another volume issue, but the volume on this one is much better than it is for something like Red Hat here. The only problem, I guess this 1 or 2 candles, you know, doesn't have the 10,000, but I think the same case might have been I didn't take it because the all the ones are kind of fanned out here underneath it, so it's just a little too much. Ended up coming back and tested it again, but again just decided not to take it. Was looking at PTCT, another stock on my watch list. Thought about, you know, catching it somewhere around the VWAP, but never even got close. And that was really it for the whole day. So for the Nvidia trade, took 100 shares here, was looking for the bounce off of VWAP. Didn't really get any bounce at all. It kind of just broke straight through here. I think it was right about, I think it was this candle right here. And then I waited 5 minutes, and the candle closed about, what, 10 cents below the VWAP. And I wanted to wait just another second to see if, you know, it was going to make a move higher or lower. And it didn't. It clicked down a couple cents, but I put in a limit order on accident instead of a market order. So then I just ended up holding on to it again for the next couple seconds, and then all of a sudden this candle shows up out of nowhere, and I ended up getting an $11 winner out of it. So I mean, that was incredibly lucky. I mean, it was a really not good trade management, because I should have exited as soon as I saw this one close here. I mean, it should have been, you know, just a small $20–25 loser, and that would have been it, but ended up being a winner. I mean, I guess I can't complain too much about that, but definitely not a good trade. And I probably shouldn't have even taken the trade in the first place, because Nvidia right now is in the middle of just a whole bunch of support and resistance. And I don't know what the deal with TradingView is today, but it's been moving very slow. Everything's been loaded and taking forever to load. Still loading. I need it on the daily anyway. Okay, now it looks like it's a little bit quicker. Anyway, kind of a lot going on here. I'll get rid of this just for now, so it's a little bit easier to read, because you can kind of tell there's just a ton of things to look at here. So obviously the overall trend is bearish. Well, it's bullish, but it's making a bearish formation. We kind of got a rising wedge here. It's not really getting too tight just yet, because these two are very slowly squeezing together. But you can see it's kind of bouncing in and out from trend line to trend line here. I mean, every single one of these points is a support and resistance. So we opened right here about 170. No, sorry, we opened at about 176. Is that right? Yeah, that's today. So we opened about 176, which is right about this 50% line of this candle here. So I mean, that one could have gone either way. It's kind of neutral at the open anyways. So whenever I was looking at it for a long here, I know the 9 EMA on the daily is at 176.88, and I entered at 177.65. So I entered right about here, which was basically at yesterday's open. So that's actually something that I didn't notice whenever I was taking this trade, is that we are not outside of yesterday's range. So that means that some points that were yesterday came into play too. So that was really right about where it was. And then all of this resistance up here from the other previous day kind of bounced off of it, not really doing too much though. I know my profit target was the high of day, so I mean, I wanted to see that, you know, what is that, $1? Yeah, it's about $1 move. Only risking, you know, however many cents below VWAP it would have closed. But I noticed that the on the 5 minute, the 200 was acting as pretty good support for it. But these aren't really that close together, so I mean, it did end up moving down too. I mean, it got close enough to it. I was down almost $60 at one point on the trade. But the big picture here is all these resistance points going on. I mean, there's not really one until this 179, but at the same time, we're not outside of everything that Nvidia traded the past couple of days here. So you can see, yeah, this probably came into play too here. This 177, this whole area right here acted as pretty good resistance. I mean, It's moving down now. I mean, it kind of tested the area up the top. Going back to these candles here, and then it kind of dropped. So I mean, maybe it wasn't the worst trade in the world, but it definitely wasn't the best trade either, because there's still a bunch of stuff above it that it would have had to break through. Because at the 179 for the close of the past, or 2 days ago, and we got up to 70. I don't know. Maybe this trade wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Maybe. Let's see. What did I write? May set up for a very nice bounce on the 5 minute because the 200 was there. 5 minute 200. And at that time, looks like the 20 minute finally caught up too. And it almost tagged it there. It kind of came right back up. Closed below it. Either way, I probably should have just taken a small loss on this, and it just ended up being a really lucky $11 winner. So I mean, I'll take it and I'll walk away, but I don't know, still not the best trade. There's still, you know, points around here that act as resistance, and they weren't exact, you know, specific levels, but rather it's just areas. So I mean, you know, this whole mess in here is something that, you know, it's gonna have to break through. It's gonna have to end up covering all of that area. And obviously you want to see, you know, blank space. You want to see something trading like, obviously all-time high is great too, but you don't want it to be around all of these areas, you know, getting kind of squeezed in between everything. So, I don't know. Up 11 bucks, I'll take it, walking away. Just gotta come back tomorrow, making sure that I'm prepared for every single trade. Always being aware of price levels that'll come into play, and just make sure I'm taking the best trades I can. So I'll be back again tomorrow.